Hey guys, Miss Marcus here, and as you can see, we're back with some My Club, the Marcus Mafia, of course. And as usual, Division 9, waiting to get to a match. That's how every single episode basically starts. But as you can see here, I've basically cut it for a bit, make it a little bit more, well, straightforward really. But we faced against a guy called SWE Old Dragon, and again, it takes ages to establish communications. Well, not ages, I don't know what I'm really even complaining about, but anyway, as you see, they were changed the stadium to random, as you'd expect. This guy had a really good team. Really good team. He had Christian Eriksen in midfield, attacking midfield. His team spirit was 91, which is absolutely insane. Sergio Ramos at the back with Sebastian Coates, Wallace Alguera, Albert, I don't have a clue who is that left back for him. I think it was Alberto Moreno. And of course, decided to change it up a bit as well by making it not a sunny day, another boring day, because that's what it always is in PES, which is just really frustrating, having a boring, sunny, summer, fine day. So goddamn annoying. And changing it to random didn't do anything, because it still made it a sunny, summer, fine day. But this time, of course, we played at a different stadium, the Estadio do Morumbi. So, of course, as a home team, of course, kicking off, as you'd expect, down the left-hand side as usual. And this time I pass it right out of play, as I continuously do this, and I don't remember why I do it. It's just ridiculous that I always, from kickoff, always play it down the left-hand side to my left back, and for whatever reason, always hits out of play. It's always really weird. But from that, we got a really nice little 1-2, basically one-touch pass, and essentially get Llorente through on goal. Llorente usually doesn't miss his opportunities, and Llorente does not miss his opportunity there to make it 1-0 within the first 2 minutes of the match. And then in the 11th minute of the match, Marquisio again plays Fernando Llorente through on goal again, gets an opportunity this time, striking it just wide of the post. I'm sure I'm actually playing in the winter, which I'm actually happy about, because it's a little bit different rather than playing in the summer in fine conditions all the time. But you'll see there quite a poor pass from Llorente, doesn't let Ayala through on goal either. And in the 23rd minute of the match, he makes a really good opportunity, steals the ball off Marquisio, tries to get the ball away. But unfortunately for me, having Martinez is there to get the ball back, gives it to Llorente. Llorente gives it back to Marquisio. Marquisio through on goal, and Marquisio again does not miss his opportunities, but this time he actually does miss his opportunity as he hits it wide of the post, which is just ridiculous. But into the 31st minute of the match here, Llorente on the ball, again plays Marquisio through on goal. Nothing Coates could do about it. Marquisio through on goal. Marquisio takes a strike, and it's actually a really good save from his goalkeeper, Javi Garcia. I think it's Javier Garcia. But in the 36th minute, foul on Christian Eriksen actually gives a straight red card for Javi Martinez, which is ridiculous, to be honest. It's a really bad challenge, I agree with that, but a red card? No. But from the resulting free kick, it literally just actually get completely destroyed there, as you see. Like, I don't know what Subotic was doing, but eventually I do get the ball clear out to the left-hand side to D'Ambrosio. Doesn't come to anything, and again, he actually gives the ball, quite fortunately, back to me to D'Ambrosio again, and D'Ambrosio decides to run away this time. But again, I couldn't get it forward because, playing with 10 men is a little bit more difficult in this particular formation, but it does actually help because of the fact that my team members are they're reliant on having a relatively large centre midfielder as the defence midfielder, which is actually really good for me because, of course, having Javi Martinez and Yaya Toure does help if one of them does get a red card. But as you see in the 42nd minute of the match, the guy did try his best to try and get forward, but pretty decent defending for me. Not really good ball possession from me, but decent defending essentially. But here we see in the 45th minute of the match here, Llorente runs past 3 challengers, gets through on goal quite fortunately, and this time I pop in the back of the net to give me a buffer, if you'd probably call it a buffer, to stop me from conceding another goal. And then and basically coming to the half-time mark, get another opportunity this time. Unfortunately, Yaya Toure can't play it through. As you see there, we did have 5 shots, 3 on target. He only had 2 shots, 1 on target, so maybe just taking our opportunities has actually just come to us. But then as you see here in the 57th minute of the match, he did nearly test my goalkeeper with his striker, and again going all the way to literally the last minutes of the match here, as we basically run to this right hand side of Ayala, play it through to Llorente again. Nothing Coates could do to stop Llorente. Llorente through on goal, Llorente with the strike, and this time he actually hits it wide, which is a bit disappointing because it was basically would have been his hat-trick goal, which would have been probably deserved because Llorente does play really well in the squad, but it doesn't really matter because the final score was 2-0. And today I actually have 2 matches for you today instead of just 1, because I decided to change it up for a bit, because if we just had this 1 match, the video would already be over after 4 minutes 40 seconds. So yeah, as you see there, 560 in the ratings, that we're going up, and he went down by like 6 or 7 or whatever it was, and we actually get 6,000, well, roughly 6,000 GP from that match, because it was the first division's match of the day, which is their new thing, which they're doing. I think they're pushing it for like the next week or whatever. So basically, some of these matches might look a little bit out of sync when it comes. Some of these episodes will look a little bit out of sync in like the next coming days or weeks because of the fact that we're sort of playing games which actually are taking place over like 4 or 5 days rather than like being more up to date and consistent with the timeline, if you know what I'm talking about. So yeah. But anyway, the second match and last match of this episode go against this guy called Soli44, who had what was the thing? His condition is, I forgot what it's called. But anyway, the thing which is usually A was a B, which suggests that he cheats, or he's cheated by mistake, which was interesting really. But I see from his team, he had a team spirit of 78, which was quite high actually, but he had Galop in midfield along with Cardonio, but also had Frank Ribery up front with Abubakar and Aduriz. And the thing with Abubakar is he isn't that good a player, but he's just really goddamn quick. So it was always going to be a bit of a pain with him playing against Arcuvio on the right hand side. And well, Ogbonna is quite a fast person, but not as fast as Abubakar. But of course, for picking a random stadium, this time of course it's raining because I actually put it on night to be raining as well. So that was pretty decent. And we actually get the Olympus Stadion in Berlin, which is pretty decent, which is pretty good as well. But then from the kickoff again, going on the left hand side as usual, D'Ambrosio on the ball, plays it into Fernando Llorente. Llorente backheels it to Marquisio, and it comes to literally nothing. And from that, he runs forward with Meret, he runs past two of my players, plays the ball, well, tries to play a through ball through to Aduriz. And unfortunately for me, Ogbonna just does not do good defending at all. He actually gets a strike away, and it's a pretty decent save from Ter Stegen. And it literally, with Ribery, he did literally nothing on that right hand side. So I was quite fortunate there. And then from a really, really poor kick out, he actually gives me an opportunity here with D'Ambrosio getting fouled by Pagliarulo. And it comes out, and I do a really nice little 1-2 with Javi Martinez and Arcuvio down his left hand side. I cross it in with a first time cross into Ayala, who heads it in the back of the net. Probably like the smallest player in my team actually heads it in the back of the net, which is just ridiculous. But in the 14th minute of the match, a really nice strike there from Marquisio, who actually tested the goalkeeper before, which I didn't actually show you. And it was like a really, really poor finish, like a really poor, like even attempt. So it was pretty good to see him actually get like a near shot on target. In the 38th minute of the match, Marquisio just runs past 3 or 4 players, as he usually does, and he scores an absolutely fantastic finish. Nice inside of the right foot. Give us a 2-0 lead in the first half. And then literally a nice little bit of 1-2 touch passing. This time he tries to play an offside trap for some ridiculous reason, doesn't come to anything. Llorente just decides to get, well, I play the ball through to Llorente, and Llorente pops it in just before half time to make it 3-0 to us. In basically playing really well, as you see there, 61% possession. Guys only had 2 shots, 2 on target, and he'd only had like 39% possession. But in the 51st minute of the match, a really poor pass from me actually gives him an opportunity to take a throw in. For some reason, he throws it out of play, and he pauses the game just before he does throw it out, and he basically quits on me, which I'm disappointed. But I mean, it's fair enough. He can do what he wants, and well, it's nothing wrong in the game of quitting on your player, on your opponent. So he quit me legitimately. Is it legitimately? Yeah. So he didn't cheat. He just quit on the game because he probably either had something better to do, or he just, just as you do, you quit on the game because you're being beaten. Which, fair enough. I'm not really complaining. So 7 rankings up, but that's really about it. We got like 2,000 odd GP from winning 3,000 GP actually from winning the match, which is pretty decent actually. So can't really complain there. And Antonetti as a random agent, as you do. But then going into the signing players agent, we actually end up just going out and signing a player using 2 of the agents we just got from the 2 wins, and we end up getting a relatively dreadful player because, as you do when these things, you don't get any good players. I was actually really fortunate to actually get a gold ball in this one, and from the gold ball you think, well, 75 rated or higher, 75 to 79 should be a pretty decent player, and the player we end up getting is Escobar from Deportivo Capiata. Never heard of him, Paraguayan player. So yeah, so that's really about it. So if you have enjoyed this video, subscribe my channel for more, and catch you later.